I think saying that we're on a vacation would just piss them off, honestly. Araka will be the only one laughing at that. We came here to save them, that wouldn't make any sense because it would be like, nah, I mean, you don't seem like anyone powerful, so whatever. So I'm just gonna go with actually we were sent here against our own will. Actually, we were sent here against our own will. Explain, Tarot says. Well, do you know anything about the god of time and his rituals? I say. I have very little interest in both the gods and their occupation, Tarot says. Should I take it that this god of time is the one who sent you back here against your will? Yes, exactly, I say. And now you're looking for a way to go back, Tarot says. I'd say that at the moment, our highest priority is probably our survival, I say. Then your best chance would be to cooperate with us, Tarot says. If you share us with the information that you know from the future, we would be much better equipped to fight Araka. What kind of information are you looking for exactly? Ask him. I have a plan which may well be our only good real chance of defeating Araka for good, Tarot says. I've been discussing it with the elite visit troops since yesterday. I first warned the High Council that this place might be targeted by Araka soon. Given that you are from the future, I would like to know if you have ever heard of such a plan being used in the past, and if it was successful. In short, there is a large mountain not far from this area which we could use to... I'm gonna stop you right there, Tyra. Taraka says. First of all, the good news is that in our past, you did use this plan on me, and you did manage to successfully trap me in that mountain for a few thousand years. Now, the bad news is that I may have accidentally told Araka in your world all about your plan, which means that you may as well scrap the idea entirely because it's completely worthless now, useless now. That is how Araka do. You did what? Tarot shouts loudly as magma from his scales erupt like a volcano. Before Araka gets a chance to answer him, a white light suddenly fills our entire area once again, and we're transported back to our own world, which is apparently still frozen in time. And we're all looking at the forest around. The god of time materializes himself out of thin air once more, floating a few dozen feet above the ground in front of us. I'm afraid that we'll have to continue this ritual some other time, the god of time says. Since I've already reached my limit for how much energy I can gather from a single group, do not worry, you will have the opportunity to continue this trial from where you left off as soon as the time weaver will be sent to give you the prophecy again. I would like to say that you have all performed much better than I expected. You have my sincerest congratulations. Ha, Araka says. I told you losers that you gave him exactly what he... And your performance was the greatest of them all, Araka. The god of time interrupts her. What did you just say? Araka says. I wouldn't even have dared to imagine that you would contribute to my ritual out of your own free will, the god of time says. However, your feeling of pure dread at the thought of being completely erased from existence by Magium was exactly what I needed for my ritual to be complete success. I will be looking forward to what you'll have in store for me in the trial to come. You son of a... Araka starts to say, but she is cut off by the god of time. Now before I depart, I will ask all of you to kneel before me one last time, the god of time says. My friends and I exchanged a few looks, but in the end we all chose to stand our ground, which did not happen last time. Seeing that none of us are planning to kneel, Manira starts slowly massaging her forehead with her eyes closed out of frustration, since she knows that no matter what she does, the result will be the same. She decides to stand her ground as well this time around. Have it your way then, the god of time says, as a powerful force pushes all of us except Rose to the ground in a horizontal position. Then he begins to slowly squash us with the same magical force. As I'm being pushed against the soil, I start getting flashbacks of my first ritual and one of my parents begging me to save them, while I just stood there and watched with the pitchfork in my hand. As a sudden feeling of rage takes hold of me for the whole duration of the god's spell, a single thought goes through my head over and over again. I will make him pay, I will make him pay, I will make him pay. While we were still being pressed against the ground, Rose's eyes suddenly became bright yellow again, and she slowly started walking away from us while gazing into the distance with an empty look in her eyes. It looks like that our time is up, the god of time says. I will be seeing you all again soon. Make sure not to get yourself killed in the meantime. Your future contributions to my ritual are highly anticipated. Almost as soon as the god of time is done talking, he and Rose simply disappear and the world unfreezes itself, making it look almost as if nothing had happened. Now that there is no longer a force pushing us against the ground, we all get up and we dust ourselves off calmly. Without saying anything, not even a few seconds later, I hear Rose's voice coming from the transceiver in my pocket. Is everything okay? Alright? Rose asks us. Did anything else happen after I was gone? No, nothing happened, I say. That happened on the transceiver. From our point of view, it's only been a few seconds since you left. What about you? Do you remember anything after you walked away from here? It's mostly just one big blur, Rose says. I remember that the people I visited right after you were Azarius and Henry, but I don't know what happened after that. Alright, I say. If anything out of the ordinary happens, don't forget to give us a call. I will, Rose says. I have to go back, check on my siblings now. We'll talk again later. Talk to you later, I say, and then I close the transceiver. I think we should all take a small break so we can clear our minds a little, Darren says, with a very tired look on his face. Shall we all meet back here in 20 minutes? Yeah, Aldrich says, I could use a break right now. As everyone goes to find a place where they can be alone for a while, Darren goes to sit on a tree stump, begin to sharpen his blade in order to make himself look busy. So, I say as I approach Darren, what exactly are you planning to do after this break? What do you mean? Darren says as he continues to sharpen his sword without looking at me. After the break, we'll continue our march towards Olinter like before. Isn't this what we set out to do when we left Thelius? Of course, I say, but you know very well that this is not what I meant. What I'm asking, what you were planning to do, I was thinking more in a long term. I was talking about the god of time and the upcoming ritual he's threatened us with. What are you planning to do about those? I don't know, Barry. Darren tells me as he stops sharpening his sword and looks at me in the eyes. You tell me, because I'm not really seeing an obvious way out of this. The way I see it, all we can do is prepare ourselves the best we can for the next rituals. Hope that we can pass them like we passed our last trials. Well, I was thinking that we could find a more permanent solution to our problem, I say. Like what? Darren says. Kill the god of time, Barry. Barry, be reasonable. We're talking about a literal god here. We were having trouble even against a sage not so long ago. What do you expect us to do against a god? We are nowhere near powerful enough to challenge him. That's funny, I say, because you're nowhere near as powerful as Aiden either. Yet you kept challenging him again every time we met. That's different, Darren says. Despite his power, Aiden is still a mage. We have all fought mages before. Some of them are more powerful than others, but you still have a general idea what to expect when fighting, but to challenge a god where neither you nor I have even a slight bit of experience in dealing with something like that. And maybe we should ask someone who does, I say. Before Darren gets to say anything else, I start walking towards Iluna, who is apparently having a discussion with Araka. As I get closer to them, the two of them interrupt the conversation, ready to see what I want. Araka, I have a question for you, I say with a very serious tone in my voice. Sure, Araka says, fire away. How do you kill a god? I ask her calmly. There is a short pause after I ask my question, during which neither of us say anything. You want me to tell you how you can kill a god? Araka says as she seems to still be recovering from the shock of what I've just asked her. She waits for a few more seconds to try and figure out if I'm joking or not. And when she finally understands that I'm being serious, she starts to laugh. She laughs and she laughs as loud as she can with all three of her voices. It doesn't look like she's planning to stop anytime soon. However, I'm not upset. This isn't one of her usual mocking laughs. This laughter is one of excitement. She's enjoying this. Araka laugh manages to grab the attention of everyone in the area, and they're all looking at us curiously. I pay them no mind and I keep waiting patiently for Araka to stop laughing. When she finally falls silent, she waits for a few more seconds and then she gives me her answer. Barry, my boy, Araka says, I thought you'd never ask. And that's the end of book 2. Holy fucking shit, that's the end of book 2. I'm gonna end this episode a little bit short here. I'm not gonna be reading third book just yet. I think what I'm going to do is I think we have to, I think this is, what is this? This marks the end of the second Magium book. The third book has been completed and is ready to unlock, but the remaining books will be released chapter by chapter as I write them. The total main series will likely have 5 books in total. If you've already paid to unlock the third book, you can tap on the button below to proceed. Otherwise, you need to complete 25 achievements from the second book in order to unlock the third one. You can see how many achievements you need to complete in the achievements menu. I would also like to add that I strongly, save the game and all that. I'll do that right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to now look up the guide and I'm going to play the second book again with the perfect playthrough or whatnot and see where that takes us instead of the way I did it. Let's see what new things we unlock.